Hello, anybody. I am alpacapatrol, and this is Binding of Isaac, Wrath of the Lamb. That's right, I'm back with some more Binding of Isaac, Wrath of the Lamb. Today, I'm going to jump in here, and I'm going to play Isaac, because I got a lot of requests for Isaac, so you know what? I'm going to listen to those requests for Isaac. We equally got pretty equivalent amount of requests for Cain, which will probably be next run, to be honest. But, yeah, a couple things I want to mention. You know, I realized that I hadn't, because they all came in at such a quick rate. I had a bunch of thank yous. Wow, yeah, Demon Baby. We will take the shit out of Demon Baby. Because his poop is very valuable. That I hadn't, like, thanked people for giving me gifts when they did. Because they all came in such, like a short amount of time. So I was recently given Sanctum, which is like a first-person shooter tower defense. I was also given, Air Mech, which is like a kind of RTS kind of thing, but like not really, like almost like an action RTS. I was like recently given like an indie game bundle that had like Torchlight and a bunch of other stuff, just a bunch of things. And I don't remember you guys remember the names specifically because I'm so sorry, but I forgot. But I just want to say thank you, and I can't really thank you guys enough because that is a beautiful thing. Oh, what a douche. So sadly, we're probably not going to get a deal with the devil or a Babel. Oh, fuck you! Come on, Famine. Really? Like, alright. So I see what we're going to have to do here. Is we're going to have to... Okay. We're going to try to not die. Ah, fuck, and we only got bombs. Alright, that's a big issue. Alright, we can try not to die. I don't know if it's going to happen. I'm going to try my best. Fucking, I don't know what happened there. Like, we're not doing that much damage that he had to move off his path, like, so much. I don't know what the hell was going on there. We might as well go look for a secret room, because it could be in probably only one place. So yeah, I just want to reiterate, just, you know, thanks for that. Last video, I talked about the debates, and apparently that stirred up a bunch of... really? I talked about debates, and that apparently stirred up a bunch of controversy, which is odd because, generally speaking, the other times that I've talked about politics, it generally didn't. But someone mentioned I got into a heated discussion. I hope you're still watching, by the way. I hope you didn't run away from the channel. Heated discussion over why I'm not going to vote. Because they said they lost a considerable amount of respect for me after I said I wasn't going to vote, and I felt the need to defend myself. I mean, it wasn't. It's not like, had he said, I disagree with you, okay, fine, yeah. I like disagreement. I think we should disagree, because that's what influences discussion, that's what makes progression happen. But saying you lost respect for me, I had to defend myself. So, I made a statement. I said I'm not going to vote. I'm not going to vote. There's a good reason for that. I don't say things without reason. It's not just like, oh, fuck the system, man. Oh, I fucking hate politics. I'm not going to vote because it's a... because it's a lie. It's not. You don't. Okay. Here's how this works. Now, I linked a CGP Grave video in the last video. I don't know how many of you guys watched it, but you should have. Guppy's hairball is okay, but it's not that good, so we're just going to take... Yeah, you know what? I'll take Tough Love. That sounds good to me. We're probably not going to have a reroll ready, so that sucks. But we're going to go in here, because I want... Yeah, okay. I want the ability to live very desperately. We wasted a key and 5 cents, but you know what? I kind of want to live, especially, we have some pretty good upgrades. Anyway, so, yeah, reasoning behind that. I linked a CGP Grave video in the last episode. I would link another one in this one, talking about the Electoral College system. Basically, how it works is this. The system was designed in such a way that, that it would make sense in the 1700s. Because basically, you would tally up the votes, right? And then you'd need somebody to go give their vote to Congress, right? You'd tally up the votes in the state, and who would do that? And for one, you would tally it through the Electoral College system, which makes sense back then, because there was no feasible way to really tally up votes back then, besides by hand, and then have just electoral colleges do it themselves and deal with it that way. Because it was just a smarter system back then in 1776, when it took, you know, days to ride from wherever state you were in the colonies over to Washington. However, now everything's on a fiber optic cable, and we could get information over in you know, less than 30 seconds. So, I mean, it's kind of an outdated system. Anyway, basically what happens is the Electoral Colleges choose their vote, okay? So the Electoral Colleges are a broken system in and of themselves in that, one, they're not evenly distributed. I should have re-rolled that. But I like speed-ups. And we could get the pact, but you know what? I don't think that's actually really worth it, to be honest. Let's re-roll them. Yeah, neither of those are worth it. I mean, they were kind of worth it, but I don't want to roll that low on health yet, and we don't really need to as of yet. I think we're still doing good. We have Tooth Shot and Demon Baby. I mean, we have pretty good offensive upgrades. You know what? We're gonna use a bomb here because it could be the secret room, and it is. I would re-roll it if I had the chance, but I don't think that's going to happen. Anyway, we'll move on. But anyway, so the Electoral College system, how it works is basically this is why it's broken. For one, you could say your vote doesn't matter because it's a drop in the bucket. For instance, like if I were to try to vote Republican in New York, it's not going to matter because New York is going to go Democrat because of how the Electoral College system works. Basically, how it works is this: it doesn't matter if there are, it doesn't matter if it's 49% to 50% Democrat to Republican. There are a certain number of votes at the Electoral College for New York, and it doesn't matter if it's 49% to 50%. The 49% does not matter. The 49% then is thrown out, and all of the Electoral College votes for New York go Democrat. So that's one. So drop in the bucket is part of it. Part of the reason that that's also an issue is the drop in the bucket is that, that's the reason why politicians go around swing states. Certain states, because they start with a little extra Electoral College votes, because every state by law has to start with 2 votes. So how they manage that is they take away votes from other bigger states. So New York's Electoral College votes are actually worth less. Yeah, we'll take that. New York's Electoral College votes are worth less than, say, like Maryland's, because since they start with 2 extra, they're given out by population after that, if that makes sense. So because they're given 2 extra and New York is having some votes taken away from them, they're worth less. So there's no reason to campaign over in New York because my vote's just simply not worth as much. Not only drop in the bucket, but my vote is also not worth as much. Now, that's not even the reason. If all of that were the only things, if those were the only things that were true, then I would probably still vote because the guy who's arguing with me said that, you know, your vote, even if it counts a little bit, it still counts. It still counts for something, and that's important. You know what? That makes sense. That's a reasonable sentiment. But the thing is, that's not even why. Those 2 things, we have drop in the bucket, we have the fact that my vote counts less, but that's not the reason. The real reason that I'm not going to vote is that my vote actually doesn't matter. It's not that it matters less, it's not that it doesn't really matter at all, that it matters like, you know, 0.1001% of it really matters. It's not that. It's that my vote doesn't even actually matter. So how the Electoral College system works is this, right? We learned that that the Electoral College system works as, like, you know, all of New York gets all of the Electoral College votes, right? So then they, you know what? I mean, GameKid's pretty good, but we're gonna re-roll it. I should have saved my re-roll for the boss. But anyway, there's a chance that we could. No, there's not. That's a bummer. Anyway, so how the Electoral College votes is we've learned, right? Like all the Electoral College votes go from one state to another, right? Okay, so that's fine. But the thing is, not all of the electors of the Electoral College, not all of those votes are gonna go directly to Washington, right? That wouldn't make any sense for 1776, would it? So how the system worked was that there is one elector for each state, and I forget how many electors there are for each state, but I think it's like 1 or 2. I don't know. But anyway, basically, those electors are the ones who bring the Electoral College votes to Washington to give them to the voting authorities, which again makes sense for 1776. You need one guy to go on a horse on a journey over to Washington to hand in the votes. No other way, right? I mean, you can't trust it by and by mail, it was just by guy on a horse anyway. It doesn't really make sense anymore, does it? Because we have fiber optics. We have the ability to just move things at the speed of milliseconds. But anyway, basically, those guys actually are not legally required. They are not legally bound. Well, we got that speed up, so whatever. Nice, that's awesome. Telepills. Alright, well, I suppose we could use the teleport again, but I don't think that's really worth it. Wow, does that speed down like a 2 speed down? Because now we are slower than we were before we got that speed up. Either that or speed ups fucking suck. Whatever. Let's go take this last pill. Speed down, right. Okay, so let's not take that last pill. Anyway. So the electors are not legally bound to vote in the way of their constituency. So, what that means is the elector for New York State, even if it was like a 100% majority for Democrat, he's not legally bound to actually vote Democrat. No, of course, that doesn't really happen that often, right? That's not, like, it's not that is something that happens all the time. Generally speaking, the president wins by popular vote. But the fact that that is even a rule is broken. It makes the system broken. It makes my vote literally a guideline. The vote is literally a guideline. And I know what you might be thinking, oh, okay, well, that's a rule, but it's never happened, right? So that's not a big deal. Well, actually, it's happened 3 times. 3 different presidents have actually lost the popular vote, but in fact won the Electoral College vote. That's about a 5% failure rate. And this is a quote from the CGP Grey video. Wow, actually, yeah, we're totally going to take technology. It's been a long time since we had technology. This is a quote from the Electoral College system. The Electoral College video from CGP Grey. Would you watch a sport where there was a 5% chance that the losers would actually win by some quirk of the rules? Like, say you watched boxing and Muhammad Ali knocked out Joe Frazier. Would you watch that sport again if by some like quirk of the rules Joe Frazier actually won because he fell down in a certain way? That doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, that doesn't make any sense, and it's happened 3 times. In fact, more recently, it's happened in 2000 with the George Bush election, where he actually lost the popular vote by over, I think 500,000 votes, and still managed to win the election of the president. That doesn't really make any sense to me. So, because my vote is actually not even real, it's just a guideline, I don't feel the need to vote. I don't feel the need to waste my time. Not only that, but the vote, what it does is it signs you up for conscription. It registers you. So basically, now this is the same thing that you're going to have to deal with if you guys have never been to college, or you're going to get a college in America, and you're going to get a student loan or something. Basically, it says, I'm signing up for military service. If we ever have a conscription, which we don't anymore, but if we ever do have a draft, I'm signed up for it. And if you register to vote, you are also signed up for it. It also makes you sign up for jury duty, which I think is a service that you do need to do. I think that is a civic duty. I don't think military service is a civic duty. So there are a lot of reasons why I'm not going to vote. I don't just say things. Look, I'm the kind of guy that I don't just say things arbitrarily, right? I don't just say things without reason. I think about everything that I say. I really am pretty OCD about all of that stuff. I overanalyze a lot of things. And a lot of that is due to my personality type, which I'll probably talk about in a bit. But I overanalyze a lot of things. Because of that, I don't just say things for nothing. So when I say I don't vote for a reason, there's a reason that I don't vote. And that's the reason. That's it. My vote literally doesn't count. Legally, my vote is just a guideline for the bureaucracy. I don't like that. You're faking. You're giving me a false sense of security in that I have the ability to vote when I actually don't. I don't like that. That's not. The system needs to be reformed, and until it gets reformed, I'm not going to vote. There's no reason to participate in the system when it's broken like that. When it's so broken like that. And that's how I feel. That doesn't mean that you have to do that, but that's how I feel about it. It's a broken system, and there's nothing I can do about it, really. The other thing is, as well, the thing that I will vote in, and that I do vote in, is local elections. Elections for councilmen and senators and mayors, because that matters. That popular vote directly matters. There's no electoral college system. That's just a direct vote. Okay, that's interesting. Forget me now. Oh, fuck! I actually was going to re-roll that. Alright, well, should we take the forget me now? I guess we could. Let's go explore the rest of the floor. We could take the Forget Me Now and get another item, which I think is probably a good idea. So, I mean, we're going to lose out on the D6, but really, we're only going to really want to reroll up to 4 items more, you know? I mean, just for sure. So, I don't know. I think maybe this is a good idea. So yeah, local state elections, those still count. There's no electoral college system in that. And let me be more clear also about the actual rules. That the non-legally bound elector thing, that's only in half the country. But the fact of the matter is that it's still, I mean, half of the votes in America don't count. And that's a broken system. That's a system that I don't want to be a part of. So yeah, I also realize that protesting by not participating is not a particularly effective strategy. But the fact of the matter is, one, it only is a detriment to me, and me voting just to be a part of the system because I feel like it's some sort of sense of civic duty is bullshit to me. I don't see the purpose. Yeah, we'll use a bomb here. I want a heart, plus I want the chest as well. Yeah, we got a bomb and a key. Which also means that I could, I don't know, maybe we'll go and do that thing. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway, yeah, and as far as civic duty is concerned, I do my duty, I pay my taxes. My taxes afford the ability for the government to spend on whatever it wants, whether that means war or whatever it is, and build infrastructure for us to all live in a society. That's my civic duty. My civic duty is not necessarily to vote. One of the, and again, I'm not, like, if you're watching Suffering Planet, I'm not, like, stigmatizing you at all. I really am not. I like debating, and I'm happy to do so. But anyway, one point that he made was like, oh, well, you know, you have freedom of speech, people fought and died, which one is just political rhetoric. People didn't fight and die for my right to vote. I mean, that's just naive to think that everyone who ever went to war did it for some high level of moral authority that was forcing them to do so. That's not true at all. I mean, we have to keep that in mind. Let's keep the rhetoric and the propaganda out of our logical thoughts. Not to say that the soldiers are doing something bad or anything. I'm just saying that they're not all coming from, like, moral high ground. There are a lot of reasons to join the army. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so basically saying that I exercise freedom of speech, that's a great thing. It's my civic duty to vote because you have the right to vote, and therefore you're a hypocrite for not voting, and therefore you don't deserve any of the other rights. That's bullshit. For one, think about that logic, right? So I have the right to vote, right? So that means I have to use the vote? I don't think that's true. I don't think freedom and rights equate to my forced usage of them. That doesn't really make any sense, right? I mean, like, you're saying I have freedom and then you're forcing me to do something. That's the opposite of what freedom is. No, I have the freedom to vote. I have the freedom of speech. A lot of people don't exercise their freedom of speech. I am exercising my freedom of speech. I do that regularly. I like using my freedom of speech. I generally don't use my freedom of the press and the right to bear arms, because basically what you're saying is because I have the right to vote, I have to vote, and that's my civic duty. So basically, if I have the right to bear arms, then I should be buying every gun that I possibly can, right? I mean, that logic just doesn't make sense. It's flawed. I have a right. That doesn't mean that I'm democratically required to do so. Now, there's a dip. Now, here's a funny thing. I actually think that you should be legally bound to vote. I do think in a system that I were to create, that's what I would do. I would make it so that you would be legally bound to vote, but of course I would make the vote more important. But as the system persists right now, no, I'm not legally bound to vote. Not only am I not legally bound to vote, but I'm not obliged to vote. I'm not obliged to use any of my rights. That's the power of rights. That's the beauty of rights, is that I don't have to use them. But I will fight for the ability to have them. I want the ability to vote. I want the ability to write in a newspaper or a blog, anything that I want. But they're not mutually exclusive. It's not something that I okay, let's go back and get the map, by the way. They're not things that are exclusive to to themselves. It's not something that I need to use all the time. I don't have to just go outside and say fuck, shit, balls, balls, shit, and then scream that it's about my freedom of speech all the time, just because I have the right to do so. You know, it's I don't know. It's shaky ground. To say something like that, because it's the same kind of idea that, like, oh, America, love it or leave it. Well, that's bullshit. I'm sorry, I hate that sentiment. America, love it or leave it. My dad used to say that all the time. Well, yeah, love it or leave it, man. If you don't like it, then go somewhere else. No, that's fucking bullshit. I'm sorry. If you said that to any of the founding fathers, they would say, what the fuck are you talking about? Get out of... You obviously don't understand. God damn it, I'm getting another phone call. Alright, someone can't see what Steam is all about. But anyway, yeah, love it or leave it is fucking bullshit. I mean, basically what you're saying is you either love this country for what it is, or you should leave, you should fuck off because you don't understand it. That's bullshit. Okay, one, I can say that yes, I'm happy to be living in America. I think that's a great thing. I have the ability to be in a place that affords me a lot of opportunities. I apologize for the Skype sounds, but motherfucker can't get a goddamn hint. Yeah, seriously, you can't take a hint. I'm just gonna turn Skype off next time I record. Anyway, yeah, so I think this is a great country. I enjoy living in this country. I think I am afforded a great opportunity to live in this country. Does that mean that it's the perfect country in the world and it's the pinnacle of human civilization? No, that doesn't mean that at all. In fact, we have a lot of things that are wrong with this country, and there's a lot of things that we can change and a lot of things that we can fix. Now, so when you say love it or leave it, you mean that we should just stop caring about the country, stop trying to make it better because it's as good as it's going to get? I think that's bullshit. I think that's not true, and that's not how you progress a society. That's not how you make real change in the world. That's not how you. That's not how things get done. Simply. So I mean, I don't know. That sentiment. This is not something that the guy that I've been arguing with on the thing said. But you know, it's just a sentiment that was just, you know, popped in my head, and something that I hate hearing because it's such a silly idea logically. The other thing too is what was I gonna say? Something. I could talk about, to be on a lighter note and not so much on the political type side. Dennis is almost done with his business exam stuff, and we may do a podcast soon because you guys said that you'd want to do that and hear us talk about more things. Dennis is coming over today, so we might be in a Isaac video tomorrow. So you know, look forward to that if that's going to be the case. Yeah, there's something that I wanted to talk about how I am, who I am. As far as, you guys know that I like psychology. You guys know that I was a major in psychology in college. I love psychology. I think it's a great thing. Now, there's this thing. It's a personality test. Now, I know you're thinking, oh, I've done a million of those personality tests. They're a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, they are, generally speaking, the ones that you read on the internet, but not a real psychological evaluation. And a real psychological evaluation is the Myers-Briggs type indicator. So the MBTI is very interesting, and I could give you, damn it, I could give you some links if you guys want in the description. I suppose I might as well just do it. So I'll probably try to do it. And I would be very interested. Post your personality type after you take the test, because I'm very curious to see. But basically, there are, oh god, I don't know. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 2 is 24. Yeah, so there's 24 personality types. Actually, I think I might have done the permutations wrong. Whatever. Anyway, there's a bunch of personality types. I am an INTP. Now, what's interesting about all this stuff is it pretty much hits the nail right on the head when you take the personality test. It pretty much tells you exactly how you are, which is kind of eerie, to be honest with you. It gets a little bit strange because it tells you your strengths, your weaknesses, who you are as a person. It's weird how truthful it can be without even, you know, knowing you. And it's like a 70-question quiz, and it takes like 5 minutes. But the revelations that you get from learning about it are very interesting. So anyway, the reason that I mentioned it is because I mentioned that I am and I got more into it recently again because I made one of my friends take it and understand what he is. He's an ISTJ. But yeah, I am an INTP. What the INTP is like the analyst or the thinker or whatever is the kind of archetypal name for it. Basically, what I do is I overanalyze lots of things. I just think about things. Oftentimes, I'll be spacing out into a wall because I'll just be thinking about all the different extensions of the logical extensions, the philosophical extensions of anything that I could possibly be thinking about. And however, the thing that is about me is that, one of the greatest weaknesses of the INTP is that I'm more concerned with theory. I'm more concerned with talking about things, not really the application of those ideas. So when I talk about like someone else, actually Ditlokov actually mentioned about shit. He didn't mention about shit. I mentioned about shit. No, but Ditlokov mentioned about, because I talked about a meritocracy in the last video, and I didn't really explain it particularly well. And that's partly because I don't exactly know how a meritocracy would work. I just know that it is actually the philosophical extension. It's the next philosophical step after Republic, which is what we have. I do know that. But the thing is, oh gosh, I don't know enough about it to really explain too much. Okay, we're gonna get meatball, which is good. I guess we'll just go to the next floor, right? Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we could do. Let's do it. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, ooh, Transcendence, awesome. So I just sit around and explore logical and philosophical conclusions to problems that don't really need to be solved, and after I find these solutions, I don't really apply them to anything, which makes me quite a lazy man, to be honest. But so yeah, that's how I am as a man. However, I would just really like to know, I mean, take the test and see what you are, and I will link different things where you can see about yourself and read about yourself, read about what strengths and weaknesses are. And the reason that I bring it up is because if you read the Meritocracy Party's manifesto, which you can read on Wikipedia, I was actually very interested to see that they follow the Myers-Briggs, and this is something that I've considered myself. They think the workplace should be structured around the Myers-Briggs, because basically, if you know how a person works, like say me, right? Like you see that I'm not good with applications of knowledge, I'm just good with thinking of things. Well, then don't put me in a situation where you're trying to make me apply my knowledge. Put me in a situation where I'm in a think tank or a lab or something where I'm just thinking about things. And that doesn't mean that every type is like that. That different types work differently. For instance, INTPs, I don't give initial authority to I don't give authority to authority figures, basically. So basically, what that means is, and this is something that's just true of me. It's not something that I read about. But basically speaking, skeleton key. You know, I mean, like I don't really need it, but I'll take it. Yeah. So here's the thing about me, and why I had a lot of trouble in school. Is a lot of people would wonder, like family members and stuff. It's like, why don't you just listen to your teacher? Just listen to your teacher. She knows best. And it's like, well, that's not necessarily true. If you prove to me that you're stupid, then I'm not gonna fucking listen to you. Like, I'm sorry, but like that's how it works for me. And it's funny reading about that in the Myers-Briggs. Is that like I don't give authority, like I don't give respect because of an authoritative position. Just because you're a teacher or a professor or a doctor doesn't mean that you initially have my respect or you have my my attention, really. I just because you're a doctor or just because you're a teacher does not mean that you don't have to prove your abilities to me. That's not how it works for me. I just simply don't feel that way. Which means that a lot of times what happened to me was I would think, hey, this seems like an easy A class. I'll go take that class, and this one seems really hard, so I only have one of those. And then what'll happen is I completely excelled in like the really, really hard classes and was like one of the best in the class, and not to suck my own dick or anything, but like one of the best in the class in the harder classes. But in the really easy classes, I would like fail because I just fucking hated being there because it was so boring. And it was largely because of my personality type. But here's the thing: had I known that, had I known Myers-Briggs stuff, and had the teachers known that, then they would have put me in a different class. They would have put me in a different scenario, put me with a different teacher that was more fitting towards my personality type. Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't it make sense to have a manager? Say you're going to a company and you have a couple types of managers, a couple different types of workflows that you can do. Well, if it was structured around the Myers-Briggs, then we could go in there, but fine, I'll go in there. I know people tell me to do it. Let's see if we get anything good. Okay, that's pretty good. That's not good. But we only take half a heart of damage, which is why I went in there. And we are going to go up to the shop. I don't remember if we went to the shop the last time, but we may have. And even so, not a big deal. If we have to fight greed, we have to fight greed. But anyway, yeah, wouldn't it make a lot more sense if the work environment was structured around the ladder? I don't want that anyway. I don't need the key either. So fuck it, we'll just go down and fight Mom. Yeah, it would just make sense if everything was structured around the Myers-Briggs, because it pretty much, like, you'll see when you take it, and here's an important aspect about the Myers-Briggs, is if you take it, you have to be completely honest with yourself, and what that means is, if they try to ask you a silly question, think about it in an analogical form. So, like, for instance, my friend was taking it yesterday and was like, would you prefer justice or mercy? And he was like, what the hell does that mean? So I said, well, consider a man killed a bunch of people, right? And his sentence is the death penalty. But he begs for his life because he has to care for his sick child. And he's the only one who could do that. So, would you say that, well, he should have mercy because of his unique position, or should justice be brought to him? And maybe it's not even, let's lower the stakes and say it's not murder. Say he stole some things, and instead of being able to, he'd have to pay the fine for stealing instead of being able to pay for the medicine for his sick daughter. Would you prefer justice or mercy? So what I'm saying is, think about it is in analogical terms. Let's flip a coin, see where we're going. Looks like we're going to Sheol. So let's do it. Yeah, and be honest with yourself. I mean, the only person that you're cheating if you're not honest with yourself is yourself, basically. That's the only person you're cheating. Alright, well, that's basically useless. I don't know if we went to the secret room on the last floor. We might not have. There's no reason to go in here. Now, the boss can be in both of these locations, but I'm going to say it's over here and hope I'm right. I forgot to use this at all. I forgot to use it on the boss. I was like saving it the whole time for the boss, and then forgot to use it entirely. Yeah. So, yeah, the only person you'd be cheating is yourself, so answer honestly. There's no shame in whatever type that you get. I mean, that's just who you are. I mean, that's just how it is. It's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm not ashamed of, look, being an INTP means that I am strongly linked to a schizoid personality type or schizotypal personality type, and that also oh god. Oh, Jesus. Nah, we still took a hit. It's a shame. Yeah, that means that I'm strongly linked to those, fucking bastard. That's annoying. Okay, anyway. Okay, well, that's not the boss. We know that for sure. Yeah, and then my personality type is only, it only occurs in about, like, I think it's like 2% of the population or 4% of the population, something like that. So it's very, very low. And yeah, so I mean, like, I'm not ashamed of that. I mean, it's just how it is. It's not something that you should be ashamed about, but it's something that's very interesting. Oh, motherfucker! Hit me twice. I mean, it's probably down here. Oh, no, what are they moving for? Stop the moving time. Alright, and we're pretty much safe in this room. We need some health really desperately. We've gotten pretty unlucky with all this stuff. What is this? Is this something good? Yeah, it's a health up. Okay, that works. Lucky toe? No, I'd rather have Isaac's head. So that's what I'm going to take. Oops. Okay, so we probably want to deal with the guts first. Then we'll deal with this guy, because these guys pose no threat to me, especially since I can fly over the spikes. Good, we got some health, which is fantastic. I love to see that. This is a reasonably difficult room. Not really, actually. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? Oh, here's a question, by the way. So, a lot of you guys, by the way, I didn't get many views on the last Pokemon MMO. I still have a video. Yeah, word. I still have a video in the wings, waiting, but I may not continue the series. Oh, interesting. I may not continue the series because it doesn't look like anybody's watching anymore. So, you know, I understand you guys get bored of things. So I'll probably not continue the series, though I would like to. But since you guys like that, would you guys like to watch like a Pokemon Let's Play of some Pokemon game? Because I'd like to know. Teratoma. Okay, I don't like fighting Teratoma at all. Not a fan. But actually, the upgrades that we have are going to be good against Teratoma's parts and whatnot. A bunch of spiders, but Demon Baby should be able to handle that pretty well. Oh, okay, good. Yeah, so I'm just putting that out there. But yeah, anyway, the Myers-Briggs, it's very interesting. It really is, and it really does teach you a lot about yourself and help identify your weaknesses and stuff, which is important. I mean, it's important to see because then you can try to get better. I mean, it certainly helped me. I can definitely say that. So you know, it's an interesting thing, and plus also it's interesting to see to have something read about yourself without anybody knowing anything about you, and how clear it is. But yeah, anyway, cool stuff, bunch of stuff. Oh, and part of the reason that I brought it up was is because I said that I don't just think about things. I don't just say things because I say things. Like, I'm not that type of a person. I'm an overly analytical person. I'm analytical to a fault. So if I say something, generally speaking, I have thought about my reasoning behind it, and I have considered a lot of the logical extensions of it. Because that's all I do. That's I sit around and space out and think about things. And you can read about INTPs. I'll put the descriptions in the. I'll put the websites in the descriptions. So you can read about INTPs. You can read about other things and see what the hell is goddamn wrong with me, and what horrible disease I'm gonna get. But yeah. So I don't know. Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna keep Isaac's head because that's probably better than the Polaroid for us right now. Yes, we will use a thing. Nice. We got another health up. That is pretty goddamn awesome, I have to say. We haven't really had a chance to use our, you know what? No! No! God damn it. That's irritating. Yeah, we didn't have a chance to really use our skeleton key. Not a big deal. It's fine. It's totally fine. We didn't get anything out of that. Okay, this is a room that is useless to me, basically. Unless they give me a health up, which they may. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll see. Probably should have went down instead of up. Oops-a-daisy. Okay, gonna take damage that I don't want to take. Get these guys. Cool, they give me some hearts. I need the hearts, definitely. We could go in here and, well, there's a heart. Nope. Okay, game won't let me move. Okay, there you go. Alright, there's a heart over there that we will use, which is good. We'll keep on moving here. I had my hands off the keyboard there, by the way, for that point where it moved me into that, the dude. So yeah, I just felt the need to to explain myself in video form over how I felt these things, how meritocracy would work. Actually, by the way, if you guys want to learn about just philosophical concepts that in a very interesting manner, I would suggest that you look up Justice by Michael Sandel. It's this new, actually they've recently revamped YouTube education, and it is really fucking cool. Like it is really. I actually just tweeted about it on Twitter. I hate fucking saying tweet. I hate tweet. Like it's just like the worst. It's like the worst fake verb that I've ever heard. Oh, I tweeted about it. But anyway, yeah, the thing that I was trying to say was a thing. I don't remember what the fuck you fucking Diglett. God damn it. That is so irritating when that happens. Anyway, yeah, the YouTube EDU is pretty cool, but anyway, it's a Harvard class done by. It's basically just a filming of a class at Harvard. Okay, we didn't hit any one of them, which sucks. But yeah, it's basically a filming of a class at Harvard on justice with Michael Sandel, who's really really cool. And I'd suggest you guys watch it. Sorry, that was probably really gross. I don't know. I might be getting sick. It suck because I'm going away soon. Oh, also, I wanted to talk about that. I'm going away next Wednesday. So I'm going to have to start recording videos in advance. Also, next week, I may not be able to respond to comments, or I might not be able to respond to as many comments. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get behind the computer, maybe when I get back. Basically, I'm going to Florida for Halloween Horror Nights. Oh, that sucks. All kind of screwed up. That's fine. Yeah, I'm going to Florida for Halloween Horror Nights, which is pretty cool. It's a really cool time, actually. If you ever get the chance to go to it, I would definitely suggest it because I went there once before, and I'm gonna go there again. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna enjoy it. I took more damage because I'm an idiot. Didn't even really hurt anybody. Suppose I don't need any more bombs after this. We do have the 2 of Hearts cards, so I'm kind of safe. But you know, still. It'd be nice if I hadn't taken that damage, certainly. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so I'm going to be away for a week, so, you know, I'm going to record a bunch of videos in advance, and I won't be able to respond to comments, so sorry about that. Or, I may. I'm not sure. I don't know how it's going to work. I haven't, you know, I've never done it before. Never gone away while doing a YouTube thing. So, hopefully things work out. But anyway, oh, shit! What was I gonna say? I was saying something before I mentioned the going away thing. I don't know, man. Myers-Briggs, it's cool. Check it out. Do it. It's really fun. It's a fun time. You're gonna enjoy yourself if you do it. You really are. It's pretty cool. We shall move on here. This is not a rooms that I like to see. I like to see easier rooms generally. Okay, this is that. I do not know how we did not take damage there, but it all worked out. We could use the 2 of Hearts. It would be a bit of a waste, so we're going to hold on to it right now and move on. Yes, we will play Jugement. I don't know if that's really insulting to, I don't know, whatever accent that is. Anyone who has that accent. Sorry. Nothing that I can do about that one. But yeah. And actually, post your Myers-Briggs. I'd be very interested to know if you guys do it. And I'll put the test in the thing. I'd be interested. I'd be very interested to see the different types of people who... Oh, well, actually, that doesn't really mean anything for us right now. It's basically an extra hit, which, works, I guess. Unless we get a second Eternal Heart, which means that there would be a health up. Which I guess would be good. Okay, key. Wow, I'm surprised he hasn't given me anything. Fucking, I paid him like 30 cents. Yeah, that was like 30 cents. What are the odds? Oh, I shouldn't have gone into this room. Why did I go into this room? Probably because I'm an idiot. That's probably why. It's probably the thing. Oh, shit! Okay, still good. Still totally safe. Don't even worry, guys. I got this! I got this. Okay, cool. We have another bomb, which is good. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised, Judgment. You have not pulled through for me in this. I mean, you gave me, like, an extra hit, which is nice. I mean, generally speaking, that would be good on other floors, but, you know. I mean, it's essentially like getting a blue heart. Right now. Oh, right, Justice, Michael Sandel. Yeah, really good. That was the thing. Yeah, so look up Justice with Michael Sandel. It's really, really cool. I actually suggested it in, well, use the 2 of Hearts then, and take the Sun with us, because that's better. That's a shitty room. Nope. Nope. Ah, damage anyway. Whatever, it happens. God damn it with the Skype notification, sorry. Yeah. Somebody can't take a goddamn hint, apparently, is what I'm learning here. Anyway. Yeah, Justice Michael Sandel. It's very interesting. And it'll take you through a lot of the steps you know what? Yeah, makes my life a bit easier. A lot of the steps of moral relativity. It takes you through the trolley problem, which actually, you know what? I'll overview the trolley problem right now because it's very interesting. It's a philosophical concept that is a very old test, and basically it's this. Well, I guess we'll pay 1 cent to this judgment. Maybe he'll pay out. Nope. Okay. Basically, oh, this is the wrong way. Oh, nope. All right, Famine, you're a douche. I get it. I just want to use a bomb and get out of here, though. Oh, you're gonna move it again. You are a piece of shit, Famine. Seriously. Oh my God. Okay, drop the goddamn bomb. Let's get the fuck out of here. Okay. I'm gonna use a bomb blow up judgment. Maybe it'll give me something. Cool. He did. That's very nice of him. But the trolley problem is this. So you have workers on the track. There's a train coming, right? There's a train on its way right now, and it's gonna it's headed for 5 workers standing on the track right now. Oh, okay. Sorry, I had to pay attention there for a moment. However, there's a worker working on the adjacent track. Did we go in here? I think we did, but might as well. I mean, I have enough bombs. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, we already did. It's greed, right? Something like that. I don't know. Well, we know that the... you know what? We're not even going to fight this guy. We're just going to get out of here because we know that the boss is this way. And there would be no reason for us to come back. There's not even any hearts over there, so... no reason for us to come back. But anyway, yeah, so there are 5 workers on one track. There's 1 worker on the other track. And you are standing at the switch. So you have the option of either saving the 5 workers by switching it over and killing the 1 man, or letting them die. And by the way, philosophically, letting someone die and killing them is philosophically the same. So you have the option: save the 5, kill the 5 to save the 1, or kill the 1 to save the 5. And that option's up to you. Now I'm going to take you through a quick little step here. Most people, I imagine, are going to say, yeah, flip the switch, save the 5, kill the 1. That makes sense. That's a utilitarian solution, right? But now I'm going to give you the next part of the trolley problem. Because most people would say, you know, kill the 5. I mean, save the 5, kill the 1. I mean, that makes sense. It's just mathematics, right? The next step of the trolley problem is this. There are 5 workers on the track again, right? Sorry, hold on. I think I might have messed this up. No, got it right. Yeah, I'd rather deal with the. We're gonna lose that. We're probably gonna take hits anyway, so we're gonna get that back eventually, I'm sure. But yeah, so there are 5 guys on the track, but you're not flipping the switch anymore. You're above a bridge, and on that bridge is a very big fat man. And the fat man, if you were to push him off the bridge, would derail the train and save the 5 people. Would you push the fat man over the bridge? That's the interesting question, isn't it? Would you do it? Functionally, it's the same thing, right? You're killing 1 person to save 5. Makes sense. Would you push the fat man over the bridge? That's the philosophical question. It's interesting, the trolley problem. I do really enjoy it. Generally speaking, it starts with, you know, explaining that, you know, you could either, you know, save the 5 people by flipping the switch. Because it makes a reasonable question. Is choice a factor? Philosophically, does your involvement or how far away you are from something, is that a factor? Because if it is, then you would say that it's philosophically okay for someone to press a button and kill a child halfway across the world, but it wouldn't be the same if they strangled that child. Does that make sense? Doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But it's interesting. It's an interesting philosophical concept. I realize, yeah, we're going to use the sun now. And we win because of that. So anyway, yeah, trolley problem, justice, Myers-Briggs, God, I have a lot of things to link in this description, which I guess I will. Because hopefully you guys enjoyed that and didn't find it terribly boring. I know a lot of you do. Well, not a lot of you. A lot of you guys are totally into this kind of thing. But some of you are bored by it. I understand. I'm not. This was again kind of a forced rant where I had to rant about things because I had to defend myself a bit in video form, which I wanted to do anyway. But we're gonna get back to the non-ranting, too terribly boring topics. So hopefully you guys are okay with that. And hopefully you guys, hey, here's another thing about YouTube, by the way. YouTube's fucking up. 2 days ago, I got like no views on any of my videos. I have to say that either, and especially since the day after I get over 1,000 views back again, I want to say that either all of you guys decided for one day that it was just like, man, fuck Alpaca Patrol, I don't like that kid. Or YouTube messed up with the sub box again. That's more likely. So, anyway, again, keep checking the channel. I always put up videos. So, anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. This is Alpaca Patrol signing out. Peace, fools.